Precious Grace is my name. Let's share the life. So you are welcome to my life. Let me share with us. So you are welcome to my life. Let me share with us what happened yesterday at about 2:50 a.m. I've had to take tiny clothes, these clothes. So I just thought to update us with it. No, we have often believed that we shouldn't take anything after 7 p.m. But let me also say that this one may look like an update on that because it depends on what you are taking. Yesterday, I woke up at about 1:30, about 1:25 to be precise, a.m. And after a few minutes, I noticed that it was more than 30 minutes after waking up, and sleep wasn't forthcoming anymore. And whenever such thing happens, something already is wrong. And it all depends on you to begin to find out or ask what exactly you need to do in order to go back to sleep. So I thought of it and I looked into my diet, tried to look into the diet during the day, and I noticed that there were some acidic foods. I mean, carbohydrate, not really acidic, because when I say acidic, most of the carbohydrates also, they end up as acids most times. So they have caused a slight either rise in blood sugar or for some other reasons, maybe excess acidity. So I took a little warm water. First of all, warm water was taken and I lay down, but the warm water seemed not to have done the job. I sat down for a few minutes, and after massaging the stomach, the front of my tummy with olive oil to aid digestion, I do this occasionally. I did that also. But after that, I lay down, but when I noticed that it was still not forthcoming, I went for this. This is close. As tiny as it is, don't underrate it. Don't think it's too tiny that it cannot deliver results. Look at this tiny thing, close. I had to take one of it and then chewed it. You know why? If it was excess acid, as I was thinking, arising from too much carbohydrates, this one will deal with it. That was one of the reasons. And even if it was a slight rise in blood sugar, which I suspected due to the last food I ate before bed, I took some granola. Of course, there are some sugars in the granola. All these dates and raisins, they're all sugars. I took orange also. So these are all sweets. So I considered, when I looked at the entire diet, I said maybe sugar may be part of it. And of course, that was not far from the truth. Why did I say so? Because after taking this tiny clove, after chewing it, just gently like that, not more than one. Why it has to be very low? Because it's late hour in the night. Even during the day, I could take something like 2 or 3 of it. But because it was midnight, I had to take just one. One will still do. It will still do the job. So I took one and then chewed it gently. Remember, it helps with things like toothaches, yeast infection, lowering sugar and all that. And a little warm water from the flask just to help to push it down. Warm water is necessary at that hour of the night, not cold water, not room temperature. Warm water was necessary in order to help to push this one tiny close. And I tell you, it did work. It did work. After about 30 minutes, it was able to push the acids that were coming up down. If you are very sensitive, you will even feel the acid as they are being pushed upwards to the upper intestine, to the upper part of the stomach, which as it's coming up, you feel it sometimes. So I decided to chew it and take water and lay down. And guess what? After about 30 minutes, you must allow it to work. It was working, you could feel it. You need to start listening to your body, my dear. So I decided to wait. And then later on, I felt it after like 40 minutes, it has really pushed it down. Remember, it kills bacteria too. Bacteria are usually active, very active at night when everyone is sleeping. That's why sometimes you wake up with toothache, you wake up with swollen eyes, you wake up with one thing or the other. Because when you are sleeping, they are not sleeping, they are working, they are very active then. So I decided to lie down again. And while listening to my body, I noticed that unwinding was beginning to take place. You know, when your body is beginning to unwind, you know it. Begin to, like something is packing up, that your body is about to take off for sleep, that the balance is getting reset. When you are getting your balance back, you feel it. You know, some of you don't know how to describe it, but you just know that your body is beginning to relax, that you are likely to fall asleep again. So that is what what happened to me yesterday. And I was able to relax after emptying my bowel at about that 3 a.m. That was after chewing this tiny thing and giving it time with a little one. So they were able to, Adekunle Ayobami, you're welcome. So they were able to do the job. Now, if not for that one tiny clove, just like you will wake up and take your medicines, those of you that are on medication, maybe I will have woken up with either pain on the throat, toothache, or maybe one inflammation or the other. That's the truth. Because that emptying of bowel was at that 3 a.m., I knew what it did. Immediately that happened, there was, the toxins had already been pushed out. And so the body was in a more calm position. Your immune system becomes stronger when those wastes are pushed out. And this is what helped it to happen. Some of those acids. Because as long as they are there, they will be suffocating the healthy cells. You will not be feeling well. Your immune system will be weak. But because you have brought in something, though it's little, that is killing the bacteria and reducing their number and pushing them backwards, kind of posing a little resistance. Let me use that word. No, something you have posed, this little tiny clove had posed a little resistance. Yes, like resisting the inflammation and all of that. And it was able to push, even if it was sugar. Remember, it was able to push it until some amount of those toxins got out of the body, and the body was able to relax, and I felt good. And then maybe if it wasn't that those sugary things were in the meal before bed, I may not have taken this. And that's why it's important to find out what exactly the body is looking for. Don't be in a hurry to go for medication. Even this thing is more or less like a medication. But then there are a lot of other herbs and spices that are doing several jobs. Some for circulation, some for blood, for ions, but this one does a lot too. So, but the main reason for taking it was actually to help to push the acids down, push it backward, because it was gradually coming up to the chest. Then, besides that coming up to the chest, also, it was also doing something like the body is not so strong. That was part of the reason. And sugar could be responsible for that. All those sugary things. We have too much sugars in our environment. Almost everything is sugar. So I decided to take just one. And it was able to the liver. Just ensure that you don't take too much. Just ensure that what you are taking is exactly what your body needs. Just like somebody will wake up and take his medication for BP or for anything. That's exactly how these spices and natural things work for us. If you're not on medication, that is how. If you feel you have need of it, you go ahead. Just little. Then sometimes I wake up and I felt it's garlic. Maybe the problem was cholesterol. Maybe it's disturbing the heart, because the heart is always the one that complains most. Maybe something looks as it's blocking it. Then the next thing is sometimes it could be garlic. So all these things are usually around the bed and around me, in order to be able to know which one to use. So that is it. This is the container here, as a matter of fact. This is it. Look at it. You just get some of it and keep it by your bedside. Maybe you have consumed too much rice during the Christmas. Have this one around, and you are feeling there's a crash in your blood sugar. You are feeling unwell. You are feeling too much acid. You can just take two before bed. That's all. It's going to help you reduce sugar, reduce acid, and support your heart. So you don't have to, stand on that rule. Oh, I'm not gonna eat anything. No, it's already. I used to reason that way before. No, it's already late. I won't allow anything go into my mouth anymore. But not anymore. Sometimes if you don't take anything, you won't sleep till morning. That's what happens. Because once the body is out of balance, it's out of balance. You must support it to regain its balance before you can start feeling either maybe the body is feeling stressed. If you have something like lavender, like there was a night also, a couple of nights when I felt it was stressed, I had to just take a little drop of lavender and massage it, and before I know it, I was off. Lavender essential oil. So if you felt it was stress or maybe some other things, you could just go for the right thing. That is the important thing. After 7 p.m., make sure what you are going for is the right thing that your body needs, and you won't have to regret it. You don't have to stay on that point that, no, you're not going to take anything until daybreak. I made some of those mistakes, but I don't think it's necessary. Just ensure that what you are taking is exactly what your body is looking for. It's not going to be a long life. This life is good. I don't intend to stay long, but my battery is already low. So if you have any question, you can drop it. I'll attend to it quickly and speedily before we round it up. So let me have your comment. Remember to share it, share the live. Share it, please. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if this is your first time of coming. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time. It's all about your wellness. It's all about staying healthy naturally.